At Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that no one really knows about. And just to name a few, things like patient care, admin, surveys, data capturing, events, meet and greets, hospital visits, content creation, as I'm doing right now, sitting in front of the camera, and all the other videos that you see my face in. And as you've seen in most of all our other videos, Susie Eagle's Flight puts a lot of time and effort into making videos to better educate our patients, funny videos to lift your mood and provide hope. She also has her Lupus Tip series, and she has her very own podcast about lupus called Heart to Heart, about everything lupus. And it all goes down in our mini studio behind me. It's small, but this is where all the magic happens. To ensure our South African lupus community gains educational information, understanding, and coping tools through their journey with lupus. And she does all this despite having lupus herself. Another thing that Andrea's Gift Foundation does behind the scenes is giving a goodie bag to patients while doing hospital visits. The next clip is of Andrea's Gift Foundation founder, Una, explaining what we put into these gift bags and why we do it. Let's take a look.
We started with hospital visits in 2018, and as you can see, there's lots of goodies here. I'm going to see 2 patients today. I had a call from the rheumatologist that felt that they needed support. One is newly diagnosed, and we need to explain to her all about lupus. So you can see we've got a patient information pamphlet right there. Then I have a personal note from the foundation and from Andrea, which I think is important. We have the pure soap, the Epizone cream, definitely the lip balm, the tea tree oil, and just a little gift, which is the key holder there, a different cream, fragrance free. And then I'll open the bag. I'll show you the bag, beautifully lined inside. You can use it afterwards for all your medication that you need on a daily basis, especially if you're a working lady. And then on my way there, I'll pop in at the rheumatologist's practice. She's asked for some patient information pamphlets. And then also this lovely flyer, which they can leave on the tables in their reception. I think it's important that people just understand what we do.
Now, included in these goodie bags, as you know, just showed in the video, are our pamphlets. These pamphlets were developed by Una, Susie, and our team. They are in 4 languages: English, Afrikaans, Zulu, and Xhosa, which has been viewed and approved by numerous medical professionals. We also have our separate flyer and pamphlet for our tweens and teens group. These pamphlets have a lot of information about lupus, as it's also handed out to any event that we attend or even host. Now, I know that giving out these goodie bags seems like such a simple thing to do, but the feedback we get from patients that receive the goodie bag is exactly the reason why we do what we do. One of the patients even sent a message to us directly saying, "Good afternoon. Thank you for your visit today. It means so much, and I'm deeply thankful for your time and caring. Thank you for the lovely and practical gift, also handy. And in a short space of time, I learned so much. I'll be so happy to join your group. Thank you." How amazing is that? It just shows that a simple act of kindness can mean so much to somebody else. So now that we're on that subject, if you would like to donate a goodie bag to a lupus patient, all you have to do is to donate 180 Rand to Andrea's Gift Foundation by downloading the SnapScan app onto your phone and use this QR code somewhere on the screen here. It's that simple. Maybe even consider splitting the donation with a friend or a family member. Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa would highly appreciate your donation. And as you can imagine, the lupus patients of South Africa will appreciate it even more. But giving a goodie bag to patients is not the only thing we do while doing these hospital visits. We visit patients in the effort to provide them more information about lupus, especially when they are newly diagnosed. We try to answer any questions they may have and to sometimes even provide a bit of counsel, as patients can often feel overwhelmed. We also make the effort to speak to the doctors and nurses to gather a bit more understanding of how we can provide help. Andrea's Gift Foundation founder, Yuna, does most of these hospital visits herself and often has to travel up to an hour each way to meet these lupus patients. Yuna tries her best to create good relationships with doctors with the intention to better serve the lupus community. Speaking of Yuna, as Andrea's Gift Foundation's founder, doing hospital visits and giving out goodie bags is not the only thing she does. As you can imagine, with doing so much in one organization, she's the point of communication and organization within the volunteers. She speaks at events such as the SADA conference coming up in Feb, where all doctors across Africa are invited to come speak about diseases that is not as well known, such as lupus, in the efforts to create awareness, provide more information about lupus, and potentially gain support. It's a huge honor, but a lot of work goes into making this possible, and she has spoken at many conferences and events before. Yuna also handles all orders of merchandise, which I will talk about later. And while being the driving force of Andrea's Gift, she wears multiple hats throughout the foundation. Another very, very important thing, well, probably the most important thing that goes on behind the scenes is patient care. We strive to connect with our patients, provide support wherever it is needed throughout their lupus journey, provide educational information about lupus, to raise awareness and to answer any questions they may have. Lupus does not only affect the physical body, it affects your mental health and your emotional well-being. And we want to help every patient to have a better quality of life. And to do this, we have online support groups. There's a lot, so strap in. Okay, to start off with, we have a few Lupus South Africa Facebook support groups, which include our main Facebook support group is Lupus South Africa with over 4,000 members. Then we have a Lupus South Africa Facebook support group for each province in South Africa. Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Gauteng, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Northwest, Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, and Northern Cape. Then we have our Lupus South Africa WhatsApp support groups. First one being a general lupus support group for the whole of South Africa, which is run by Rochelle. Then we have Warriors Love WhatsApp support group, which is run by Michelle and Susie Eagles Flight. Whew, sounds like a lot, right? But that is not all, my friends. We then have all our Andrea's Gift Foundation WhatsApp support groups. Male support group run by Susie Eagles Flight and Yuna. We've got one in Gauteng, which is run by Madeleine and Stacy. WhatsApp support group in Pretoria, which is run by Lynn. One in KZN, which is run by Charmaine. One in the Western Cape, which is run by Yuna and Marshall. One in the Eastern Cape, run by Hein and Audrey. Andrea's Gift Foundation has also got a support group for parents of lupus patients, which is run by Yuna, Susie, and myself, Jade. And then finally, we've got a WhatsApp support group for tweens and teens with lupus, which is run by me. But that's not all, Mensa. We still have all our social media platforms, which is mainly run by Yuna, Susie Eagles Flight, and myself. We have a Lupus South Africa Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and X, which was once known as Twitter. We have Andrea's Gift Foundation Facebook page and Instagram. And then we have our Andrea's Gift Foundation Tweens and Teens Facebook page, Instagram, and TikTok. Whew. Things can get crazy around here. Another way we provide support and community is through meet and greets. As of right now, we are able to have meet and greets only in a few places, but we are working extra hard to eventually host meet and greets in more areas. So stay tuned. We believe that it is vital for a lupus warrior to have a sense of community. Many patients feel alone through their lupus journey, as it is a very difficult disease to understand and to even explain sometimes. And the feedback we get from these patients attending these meet and greets just proves our belief in community. As one patient explained in a thank you text after attending one of the meet and greets, "You ladies are amazing. I've had an emotionally draining day, but God is still in control. Happy to have had fun at Andrea's Gift Foundation meet and greets. Thank you for creating this platform of love, care, and support. It honestly drives and carries us through the toughest of days. Your commitment and support to everyone is remarkable. To all warriors, y'all are amazing." There is nothing better than seeing a patient smile, all because they met someone that understands exactly what they are going through, someone that they can lean on for support, someone they feel comfortable enough with to pour their hearts out, and in return gives each patient a sense of purpose as other patients find a friend in them.
Another magic for Christmas.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Awesome. They've got surprises, awesome company, and also everything.
Hello, everybody. This is breakdown. This is breakdown. Lupus here. Come and join us. It's fun. We fun. We know excellent fun. We know how to eat cheesecakes. And drink coffee. Okay, so this next little part is a little bit boring, but it is an extremely important part of building our foundation. Our volunteers have regular meetings to discuss things like how to increase knowledge and understanding of Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa, partnerships with other organizations. Volunteers spend time brainstorming ideas on how to encourage sponsorships and donations so that Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa can provide more patient care, do research, create awareness, and educate. The outcome includes a plan moving forward and deliverables for each of them. And I know this all seems boring and mentally exhausting, but as explained by one of our volunteers, it was a wonderful, productive day with a few laughs in between. Okay, now for the fun part. We have merch. We have our Andrea's Gift Foundation t-shirts, and of course, all proceeds of any merch purchased goes towards to better serve our lupus community. And now that we're on this topic, you can purchase an Andrea's Gift Foundation t-shirt by contacting this number you see on the screen, along with all the other details that you might need. These are for the adults, and we also have Andrea's Gift Foundation t-shirts for our teens. Take a screenshot to make sure you don't miss out on any information. So what we also do behind the scenes is create surveys. And by doing this, we then have the opportunity to get a better understanding of what the South African lupus community experiences through their journey with lupus. This also gives us the opportunity to present these results to the World Lupus Federation. And guess who's on their steering committee? That's right, our very own managing member of Lupus South Africa, Susie Flight. But that's not all she does when attending these international meetings. It gives her the opportunity to represent all of you to the rest of the world, gain more information from other countries to better serve the lupus community in South Africa, and of course to build as much awareness around lupus as possible. Now, the World Lupus Federation also does a survey before Lupus Awareness Month, which is in May. And then during the course of May, they publish these results. They also have their own World Lupus Day theme, which involves all the other countries and is also shared internationally. Wow, what an honor. Thank you, Susie, for the huge part you play in taking initiative to push us to international heights. Now you might be thinking, damn, that is a lot to take in. But you want to know what's even more amazing? We only have 13 people working at Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa. 13! Like, what? Even though we have our Andrea's Gift Foundation founder, Yuna, and Lupus South Africa's managing member, Susie Flight, and the other 11 volunteers, each and every one of us pour our hearts and souls into the South African lupus community for absolutely nothing in return. We all understand the importance of our work. That's why we are passionate to dedicating our free time and effort and care into supporting this cause. And to support you, my friends. That's why we need your help in order for us to continue what we are doing. And as you can see, there's already so much that we are doing, and even more that we would absolutely love to be able to do and need to do. We are now in a place that we are not able to carry on if we don't receive funding. Over the past 18 years, we have fought to build and expand our support to the lupus community of South Africa. And we have accomplished so much already. But as you can imagine, the fight is not over. It would absolutely break our hearts if we were forced to stop. So we are asking you to please donate to our foundation to better help you. And please share this video to whomever you think may be able to help. Pause this video to take a screenshot of all the info you need to donate, as we cannot do what we do without you. We want to thank each and every one of you for your support, as we cannot do this without you. That's why we consider you as our lupus family. Thank you for every like, every share, every comment, for every donation that you might have already made, every effort in creating awareness. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Last but certainly not least, we also want to give a special thank you to all the volunteers and managing members of Andrea's Gift Foundation and Lupus South Africa. You are the heart of it all, the driving force, the way to make the impossible possible, the reason that love overflows within our foundation. Without you, this would not be possible. Without you, none of this would even exist.